What? No. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. Today, we are back making an attempt to fix SwampVette. That's right, we're going to attempt to stop the fuel leak. I've diagnosed it, figured out where it's coming from, bought the parts, and I wasn't even going to record it on video. I wasn't. In fact, I have already taken it apart and I'm ready to reassemble it. I wasn't going to record it because I was like, there's no reason to. I don't need to. And then I thought about it and I was like, well, maybe I should record it because there's going to be a lot of people that said that I hacked it together. There'll be people that said I didn't fix it at all and sent it as a fire risk down to the auction. Oh man, I ain't going to do that. So I'm bringing you guys with me. But first, we got the windows tinted on the Mustang GT, the Corvette, and I have been driving the Bmw Z4 for several days now. I've put over 200 miles on it. I got to show you this car. I love it. But before we get into SwampVette, can we just take a moment to appreciate this beautiful SN95 right here with those tinted windows, with those beautiful wheels? Man, she looks so good. I told you guys, the tinted windows really make the difference, man. Look at that. Look at that. I went 15%. I didn't want to go like 5% like limo tint or anything. I wanted it to, you know, be dark, but I wanted people to still be able to see out of it. Yes, I got the strip done on the windshield as well. Take a look right here. Look at that. All right, now let's go over and take a look at SwampVette and tell me that doesn't look sick, guys. It'd look better if it wasn't all tore apart right now, but I got the same thing done on it, the strip on the windshield. 15% on the sides, 15% on the hatch there. And I feel sorry for the window tint, guys. As they started taking all of this apart, all of these leaves and stuff came out from underneath it. I feel so bad for them. This car is going to have to be cleaned up. All of this is just soapy water that's dried on here. It's got to get cleaned up. But we're here to figure out the leak, all right? And I'm going to show you, well, wait. Before we get into the leak, wait a minute. I got to show you this car right here. The cheap 2004 Bmw Z4. We got it for, what was it, guys? $3 grand? She is doing phenomenal, guys. She really is. I have been driving it top down for a few days now. I've driven it over 200 miles. It's averaging 28 miles a gallon. And I'm here to tell you, aside from a little dent in the fender right there and that bumper not having the clips where it's supposed to be, the car looks phenomenal and it drives fantastic. Not an issue, not a warning light, nothing. And 28 miles a gallon. Now let's get over here and we'll talk about what's wrong with the Corvette. I'm a little concerned because I bought this kit on eBay. This is a fuel rail kit. It's supposed to come with all of the components, all of the O-rings that you would need to do this job. All right, well, here is the O-ring that has, let me get you under some light here, okay? This is the O-ring that's causing us problems right here. That O-ring looks like there's something wrong with it, okay? That doesn't even look like an O-ring, does it? Look at that. It almost looks like someone just cut a piece of hose or something and just stuck it in there. All right, now, I'm hoping it was just a swollen O-ring. Now, when you look at all these other O-rings, there's only one that'll work, okay? This one right here. So let's look at it. All right, this is the new O-ring. I hope that this is going to work. I'll take you over here. Hopefully we don't have any flickering lights. No flickers. No, it doesn't look too bad. But let's see if we can get you in here. All right, right there is where I've removed the cold start injector line. Where is it? Right there. Okay, this is the cold start injector to the fuel rail right there. This O-ring goes onto the very end of that down there, and then we plug it back in there, screw it on, and we should be done. Now, I'm not going to take you with me because once I get close up in here, it'll probably start flashing. No, maybe not. You want to try it? I don't know. No, guys, I can't. There's nowhere I can sit the dang camera. Let me just put this on, and we'll see if it works. I decided before I go through and put this thing back in here, I want to make sure you guys could see that brand new O-ring on there. All right, right there it is. Now, she's probably going to be a booger to get in, but we're going to get that sucker in there, and we're going to hope that it doesn't spew fuel when we turn that ignition on. All right, as you can see, we got it back on there with a pair of pliers. Definitely not the best tool for the job, but if you guys think I'm tearing that whole intake down for an O-ring, that's not going to happen. Now, maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. I'm going to cycle the key a couple times. Oh, we're not cycling anything. You know why? Because I did the right thing. A guy did the right thing and disconnected the battery. Let me hook that back up. We'll try it again. All right, battery's hooked back up. I don't see any smoke. All right, cycle it again and again. And we'll come over here and see if she's spewing fuel. She's not. She's not, guys. Now, we did lose quite a bit of fuel under the car. Probably can't even see it. You're not going to be able to see it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this car up and get it away from that fuel. And we can fire it up and make sure that thing doesn't leak. You ready? There we go. It's not exactly. Oh, you know why it's doing that? I forgot. I've got the, dang it. I got the brake booster disconnected. Well, we can take a look down there and see if she's spewing anything out of her again. Just for safe measure. She's not. But see that vacuum line right there? I got to hook that back up. She's not leaking anything right now, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put it back together. And I'm going to get it out of the way here because underneath here is a pool of gasoline that came out of that fuel rail when it was draining out. So let me get this thing moved over. And let's double and triple check that we've got the gas problem fixed. And I think at this point, she's safe. I feel confident sending it to auction, which is really sad. I just sent over the title work and I just sent over the documentation to get some cars over to IAA. And it's kind of a sad time, man. I'm going to miss it, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Let me get that vacuum line hooked up, and we'll talk about everything else once we get this thing moved over by the Mustang GT. All right, I closed the hatch. She just looks so sick, man. The car is so close, guys. So close. I even got the shifter knob for it, but I can't get I bought the shifter knob for it, and I can't get it to fit. It doesn't fit. This is like $40. And, yeah, for the life of me, can't get it to fit on there. She should run better now. There she goes, idling down. Let's just get it out of the way of that pool of gasoline, man. Okay, shut it off. Oh boy. Oh, there it is right there. Yep. Right there is that pool of gasoline that was underneath it. And that is why I didn't want it sitting there, man. Because I just know it's probably sitting under the exhaust manifold, going to get nice and hot. Poof! Light her up, man. Again, I ain't trying to do that again. Although, I am safer now because I do have the fire extinguisher right there, ready to go. We'll double check this, see if she's leaking at all here. Like, I'm so paranoid. You can see it's nice and dry down there. See that? She's not leaking. Should we fire it up? We should probably give it a few minutes for the gasoline to evaporate, shouldn't we? So let's go ahead and fire it up right now. There we go. All right, let's get a closer look. Just to make sure nothing down there is leaking. And it's not. Don't worry, you see that burnt wire? Where's that burnt wire at? Right there on your screen where my finger is. Don't worry, that is not power, it's completely disconnected. It's not hooked up to anything at all. Alright. She's definitely not leaking. Let's turn around and take a look at the injectors. Make sure we don't have anything leaking out of the injectors either. Alright. Got a few crispy wires there, but the injectors are still functioning. And there is no gasoline leaking out of those. And there's no gasoline leaking out of those either. Starting to smoke a little bit right there. Alright guys, I'm going to sit here and monitor this for a little bit. She's not running the best right now either. I'm going to let her run for a few minutes, keep an eye on it. If it catches on fire, I promise this time I got my camera, I'll get it on video. But I'm just going to babysit. Yeah, she's running like crap right now, man. Look at that. Yeah. All right, let me babysit her for a few minutes and we'll come back here in just a second. Well, guys, she's running. She's not running happily. We don't have a check engine light. In fact, we don't have any warning lights on at all. She's definitely misfiring, man. This is what I hate about this car, guys. I know you're thinking with all it's been through, it's actually a miracle it's running, and I agree with you, it is. She's going to need some definite work, some definite tinkering. It's not leaking fuel. I've double, triple, quadruple checked that. You can see right down there, the top one is the vacuum line. Underneath it is the fuel line. There's nothing leaking at all anymore. So that's good news. And she kind of clears up, and then she kind of goes back to running bad, but you can hear almost a dead miss in it. It wasn't doing this just a couple days ago. Like 2 days ago, I had it parked outside because of the fire. I pulled it in here for the window tint guys, and it ran just fine. I drove it right back in here and immediately shut it off. And today, I don't know, man. I don't know. You know what, though? You guys are right. This car has been through more than most cars will ever see in their lifetimes. And here she is. The TPI is sitting here running. It runs, the transmission shifts, the brakes, although they work, they are a little sluggish. I'll be upfront about that. The brakes are a little, it will stop. It will absolutely stop, but the brakes are definitely a little sluggish. But, you know, she's running, guys. She's running. I almost hate to see it go. It's a good-looking car. It really is. This car went from a SwampVette to a FireVette to a beautiful car that's no longer leaking gasoline that I actually wouldn't feel bad about driving. And I know you're probably looking down there and saying, oh, there's something leaking. It's under both the mufflers. Okay, it's condensation. It's not fuel or anything like that. The back tires have been replaced. The front tires we did not get replaced because we couldn't get the wheels off. You probably saw that in the video. We could not get the front wheels off, so whoever gets this car, they're gonna have to figure out how to get the front wheels off. Thankfully, that other wheel did, the other tire, I should say, did air up. Look at that, and look at these two right here, man. Look at those. Beautiful cars, same color, absolutely gorgeous. I'm just now noticing there's an orange and a white. Somebody put the wrong color light bulb in there, I guess. I'm letting it run for a little bit because, honest to God, this car has not been running in a very, very long time. So I want to charge up the battery. I want to let everything circulate. And I'm kind of hoping that this idle is going to, you know, fix itself. It's probably not, but I am hoping, because it wasn't running like this before. Just a couple days ago, it was not running like this. So I'll sit here a little longer, babysit it. We'll keep an eye on the temperatures and all of that good stuff. Hell, maybe tomorrow in the daylight, we can take it out on the road and take it for a drive. Well, you know what? I forgot. We can't. That left front tire there is shot, man. Dang. I really wanted to take it out and just kind of hammer on it a little bit, you know, blow the cobwebs out of her. But without being able to get this wheel off, there's nothing I can do. And I don't know when IAA is expecting to come pick this thing up, but yeah, I got to get rid of it, guys. We'll talk about that in a minute, but I'm just, now that it's not leaking fuel, I kind of want to keep it, put a couple tires on it, flush the brakes out one more time, and just cruise it, man. It's a beautiful car. Oh well, I can't keep everything. I can't do it, guys. We'll come back here in a few minutes and check on her, see how she's doing. I'm starting to get nauseous, man. I think I'm catching some carbon monoxide poisoning. I had to open up the other doors because, it was just kind of, it was getting bad in here, guys. Like, what is going on? You can hear she's still, she's not happy. The good news is the misfire is almost completely gone now. It's running nice and smooth. Well, when it's running smooth, it's running smooth. It's the idle. There's got to be something wrong with maybe the throttle position sensor, maybe the mass airflow. I'm not sure, but you can see when it finally figures out the idle, and it does from time to time, it runs nice and smooth. See, right there, and then it's gone. It's short-lived. It's short-lived, but I can show you this. When I get into it, all right, and I give it just a tad bit of throttle, not much, just a tad, just to smooth it out, kind of force it. Smooth. Nice and smooth. It's not vibrating, nothing. It's only when you let it try to idle on its own. And it could be, maybe the computer needs to be reprogrammed. You know, it needs to relearn, because I did disconnect the battery. And maybe that just kind of threw everything for a loop. But as you can see, we've got no warning lights at all, nothing. It really does almost make me want to keep the dang car, man. I can't though. I listen to that. Man, she runs so damn good. It's a car that wants to live, guys. She wants to. There it goes. There it goes. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, the check engine light came. Well, that'll do it, won't it? Okay. Hey, I'll take it. It was running like crap, and then the check engine light came on, and now look at her. She's running well. I will absolutely take it. If you hear, there's the PCV valve is making a little bit of chatter noise right there. Yeah, PCV valve definitely needs to be replaced, I think. Let's double check that that line. Zoom you guys in there. Nothing, guys. Look at that. Nice and dry. Okay, well, at least the idle has mostly smoothed out. It's not 100% perfect, but I mean, it's a whole lot better. A whole lot better. She's not leaking any fuel. She's not catching on fire. The exhaust is relatively smooth. Just occasionally you can feel it. I don't know if you can hear it. Right there. Occasionally you can hear a put, put, put. But guys, again, keep in mind this car sat in a swamp for 14 years. Okay, so I'm happy. I'm happy, and that's probably why I need to let it go and move it on to somebody else. You know what I mean? The views have gone down on it. I think the most impressive stuff that we could have done to this car, we did it. We did it. Bodywork, paint, We got it running. We got it driving, shifting, firing on all 8 cylinders. Like, all the interior's been redone. All of the big stuff that was going to really get the views has now been done. Now it's little stuff. You get to figure out why the check engine light's on. Hell, I don't know. I'm not messing with it. All I can tell you is right now it doesn't leak fuel anymore. As you can see, I'm leaving it running in my garage, kind of as a way to prove to you guys, even though you saw it on video, but just to prove that I did what I said I was going to do. Let's check the coolant temp. I want to make sure you guys can see that she's warmed up. I'm not BSing you. I'm letting it sit in my garage, and she's at 218 degrees right now. 219. I'm hoping that the cooling fan kicks on soon, right? I'm not sure what temperature the 220. Okay, we better keep a real close eye on this one. That cooling fan needs to be kicking on like now. Come on. Come on. I'll tell you what, if it gets up to 250, I'm shutting it down. All right, guys, I just saw the lights flicker, so the cooling fan must have kicked on at 227, 228. We should see it start going backwards here real soon. Come on, old girl. There we go. There we go. 227, 226. Okay, good, good. 225. She's cooling down quick now. That's what I want to see. That's what I'm saying, guys. This car is going to be a fun project for somebody. Hopefully, maybe a father-son, father-daughter, mother-daughter, mother-son, whatever. It's running well. Most of the electronics are still working. I wish we could take it out for a drive. Maybe we will. We probably shouldn't, though, man. The brakes are a little sketchy. Yeah, we shouldn't. We just shouldn't. The brakes are a little sketchy, guys. The headlight motors, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. I disconnected them. There's a plug on each side, and I disconnected the plug so that the lights would stay down for show purposes. You know, when it's out there at IAA, I want to make sure that when people are looking at it, like, it looks slick with the headlights down. With headlights up, it looks awful, and they'll stick. Like, they'll go up and then they'll go down, then one will stay up and one will go down, and it just becomes a pain in the R, you know, so I do that. But anyway, you can see she's got 80 PSI, 80 pounds of oil pressure. Let's give her another rev, man. I love revving this motor. She just sounds so good. Yeah, I don't know what happened with the check engine light, but whatever it was, going back to default settings made all the difference, man. All right, you've seen it here. I showed you. We fixed the gas leak. It's not leaking. It's been all the way up to operating temperature. It has cooled itself back down. She's sitting here purring like a kitten. All the tires are aired up. It's not catching on fire. It doesn't have a gas leak anymore. So, I guess it's time we talk about why I've decided to go ahead and sell it after we check this one more time, because I am so determined to make sure. Come on, where's it at? I don't even see the dang thing anymore. There it is, right there. All right. No leaks. All right, guys, let me get a thumbnail. I think of the Mustang and the Corvette together. I think that's a thumbnail right there, and then we'll talk about why I've decided to sell all of my cars. Well, except for one. I'm keeping one, and the one I'm keeping, you guys will never believe it. Hell, I don't even believe it. Guys, as sad as it is, the show must go on, you know what I mean? The Mustang GT, I've done everything to it that I'm going to do. I've spent far more money on the Mustang GT than I ever really intended to. That's how these project cars go, man. You know, when people ask me, should they buy a project car or should they buy a car that's already done? I tell them you should probably just buy a car that's already done. Let me tell you something. This Mustang GT that you guys are sitting on top of right now, I have over $5,000 in it. And remember, this Mustang GT came from IAA. It was a $400 car. It was a $400 car that I now have over $5,000 into. Is it going to bring $5,000 at auction? No, it's not going to bring $5,000 at auction. It's not going to. Now, thankfully, the video content has definitely offset that, so I will absolutely still be able to make a profit on it. But for the individual person that's out there without this whole thing as a business or a hustle, whatever you want to call it, this is not a good business practice, guys. You can't go out there and buy a $400 car, spend $5,000 fixing it up, and then sell it for $4,000. It doesn't work. You should not do business that way. So, you know, places like Hoovie's Garage, Tyler, he can get away with that. Yes, on the surface, it looks like, boy, this guy's an idiot. But trust me, Tyler knows what he's doing. He's a very smart guy. All right, Sam Crack, all the big YouTube, Rich Rebuilds, okay, all these big YouTube channels, oh, legit street cars, Street Speed 717, okay, and I'm probably leaving out a ton because there's like a million YouTubers out there. Tavarish, that's beside the point. The point is you have to be able to offset the cost of the investment and the resale by YouTube, and that's what we do. That's what YouTube allows us to do, is offset the amount of money we put into these cars and the little bit that we manage to get back out of them by providing YouTube revenue. So don't use us as a business plan. It's a very bad idea. Now, I'm thankful to be able to do what I do. I enjoy doing what I do, but at this point, the content for me, and I think for a lot of you, has grown stale. I mean, we've done too many videos on SwampVette, and the majority of the stuff that changed the way it looks is done. Same thing with the SN95. We did everything to that car, and it's done. The Ford Tempo is still going in, but I changed my mind on what I was going to do with it. Instead of having the whole thing completely cleaned up and sanded and every ding and dent pulled, it's a Ford Tempo. No. I'm going to get a quick paint job on it. It's going to get one of those cheap $300, $350 paint jobs. We're going to get it painted. We're going to send it down to auction. Mustang GT is on its way to auction. By the time this video comes out, it'll probably already be there. The Corvette, on its way to auction. The Caprice, we did not tint the windows. I'm not doing anything to that car. It's going to auction. The Nissan Altima is in detail right now. That car, honestly, should be coming out any day now, and I've got a dealer from Dallas that wants to come up and buy that from me as a dealership, so that one should be gone as well. That leaves what? The Bmw Z4? That's all we got left, is the Bmw Z4, I think. The Bmw Z4 I'm actually holding on to. I don't know, guys. Is it a girl car? You tell me. I've had a lot of people say it's a girl's car. I don't care. I don't look at cars. I don't know about you, but I am a car enthusiast that doesn't know much about cars. That doesn't sound very good, but I mean, it is what it is. You don't have to know everything about everything to enjoy cars. Guys, I love the little Z4. I have been driving the living crap out of that car, and let me tell you, you get on the highway and you mash that accelerator, she moves. May not be Hellcat fast, may not be Camaro SS fast, handles like it's on rails, it's nimble, it does get a lot of looks, it's fun to drive with the top down, and regardless of what anybody else thinks, I'm confident enough in my manhood, I'll drive a girl's car all day long. Same thing gets said about Miata's girl car. What are you talking about? There's no such thing as a girl car. There isn't. Cars are made for people. Not for girls, not for boys. They're made for people. Girls like boy cars. Boys like girl cars. And let me tell you something. My fiance, this is crazy to me. That BMW was for her. All right? I was going to give that BMW to her. And when I told her, hey, it's like, you see that BMW out there? It's like, you like it? She's like, I mean, it's okay. And I was like, okay, awkward. I was like, well, it's yours. You can have it. And she was like, that's really sweet, and thank you, but no thank you. And I was just kind of like, what? What do you mean no thank you? She loves the truck. The Ram 2500, the big Cummins diesel. It's a boy truck, right? It's a man truck. No, it's not. Guess what? She is in love with my Ram 2500. Everybody always asks, what does Jessica drive the most? The Ram. She loves the Ram. So since she's been driving the Ram, I've been taking advantage of driving the BMW, and I have been enjoying every single minute of it. And you know what? The BMW is one car, probably the only car I've ever had, that I don't feel the need to modify. The exhaust sounds great. The engine sounds nice. It handles perfectly. The only reason I changed the wheels was because 2 of them were destroyed. So, I mean, it just made sense to me to put something else on it. I love driving that BMW. And we're about to get another, so many people have made fun of this new car I'm getting. The BMW i3. And there may be a video out on that already. Probably not. But yes, I bought a BMW i3, and I'm not going to ruin this video talking about it. All I'm going to say is I've had people call it a clown car. I've had people call it a washing machine on wheels. It too has been called a girl's car. And I'm just here to kind of set the record straight, guys. I just don't look at cars that way. Generally, I call cars she. And then when I'm mad at them, I'll call them him. But when I'm happy with them, they are she's. And when I'm not, they're hims, they're he's. At the end of the day, I don't look at any car as that's a car for a girl or that's a car for a guy. It's not how it works, man. Cars are made to be enjoyed by everybody. And most of you have been watching a long time. You know that I know just enough about cars to get myself in a heap of trouble, and that's fine. You can be a car enthusiast. You don't have to have money. You don't have to pick one type of car and be a Ford guy or a Mopar guy or a Chevy guy. An enthusiast doesn't have a closed mind, okay? An enthusiast loves cars in general. It could be a Yugo. It could be a Fiat. It could be a Lamborghini or a McLaren. It doesn't matter. You love cars because each of them has a story to tell. Each of them has a very unique character, and each of them they're fun to drive and get to know. So I decided to get rid of I've decided to get rid of all of the cars except for the BMW, and I told you I was going to tell you why. Well, one of the reasons is because, in my opinion, the content has gotten kind of stale. I personally am kind of bored with the content. I'm kind of like, what are we going to do next? Do I really want to do that? Because to me, it's kind of boring. So I decided we're going to sell off everything except for the Impala. You guys have asked, where is the Fox body? I forgot to, let me clarify, the Fox body is gone. I gave that away. Yes, I gave the Fox body to a subscriber that was just thrilled to death to come pick it up and put it back together. So the Fox body is gone. The Sienna, junked. The other Corvette that I stripped all the parts off of, that is junked. The Bonnecart, the Bonneville that I cut completely apart, that car also junked. So if you guys have been wondering where some of the cars have gone, that's it. And now it's time to send the rest of these down the road. I'm going to hold on to the Z4 for just a little bit. I'm going to enjoy driving it, and then I will probably be sending the Z4 down the road as well. I would like to take the money from all of these cars, and no, we're not going to have enough to go buy a supercar. I'm sorry. I think I've added it up, and by the time I sell everything on the low end, I should be getting $15,000 to $16,000. Some of that's got to get used for other stuff that I got going on, and some of it can be used to find us another car. I do plan on going to California soon. Hopefully, cross your fingers, that all works out. I am trying my dangest to get up to around North Hollywood. What else is over by North Hollywood? Los Angeles, obviously. Anyway, there are some things over there that I'm working on some video content for you guys. It's going to take me out that way. And I figure since I'm going that way, we ought to take the new BMW i3 so I can go pick it up from Carvana, introduce the car, show you how to code the car because I am going to be coding it. I've got lots of content coming on the BMW i3, and taking it from here all the way to LA and then LA all the way back here. Yeah, that's going to be a crazy couple of videos, guys. And because we're going with Monkey Wrench Mike, that's going to make a hell of a YouTube video or 2 or 3 or 6 for you guys. So stay tuned. I am working my behind off trying to keep things going for you guys. And we're to the point on the channel now where it's time to move this stuff out, and let's see if we can find something new to bring in. I also bit off more than I could chew. I hate to admit it, but I got to admit it. I bought too many cars. I got way too many cars, guys. I think I own 12 cars right now, 11 or 12 cars. Far too many. When you get that many cars, you can't get everything done, and it becomes overwhelming, and then you don't want to do anything. At least that's how it goes with me. I look at it, and it's like, I can't do all this. All right? I need to slow my roll, slow things down. I got some big changes that might be coming to the channel. Just stay tuned. Stick with me, guys. Most of you have been here a long time. I appreciate all of you. To all of my supporters, the members, there's a membership button down below. It's $1.99 a month, and I've got so many of you that have loyally every month forked out that $1.99 to help me keep growing, and I really do appreciate all of my members. I appreciate all of my subscribers. Speaking of, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel now. Down below in the comment section, you can write yourself a little comment. Tell me what's going on, what you think of my ideas, and what you think of getting rid of the cars. Just drop those comments below. Hit that thumbs up button as well. Instagram and Facebook, Auto Auction Rebuilds. With that, guys, it's the end of the video. I'm going to let the Corvette run just a little bit longer. I am actually really sad to let these cars go, but I can't dump any more money into these. It's time to move them on, as sad as that is. So I'm gonna spend a little bit with this car because I think IAA is going to be coming probably this week to pick them all up. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys very soon in the next one.